Final Saturday beginning from beautiful Lakeland, Florida. Serve just a bit deep for Lea Jansen. It's been an area of growth for her the last couple of months, openly talking about the yips and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think she was struggling with her serve a little bit in these past few tournaments, but this tournament it's been super strong, and not only is she just getting it in, but she's getting it in with depth and pace.
0-0.
Ace angle to start from Wong, called wide by Jansen. This is the 5th overall meeting between these two. Lea has won 3 out of the 4. Wong got her in Bristol last season. Most recently meeting in Cape Coral in March this year. Jansen won in straights, 11-2, 11-2.
Yeah, this should be an interesting matchup. I think they both bring a lot of variety. Really good, both really good at the net. Really good, touch and feel. Like, not only do they bring pace from the ground, but also they can come in and hit the drop volleys and hit the roll drops. So should be, maybe we'll see a little cat and mouse.
Who does that benefit more in the cat and mouse game?
I think Lea, she's just a little bit quicker. I think, when I try to get in the cat and mouse with Lea, it hasn't gone well for me. I try to avoid it, but it benefits Lea a little bit more.
Good pressure from Lea Jansen, too. Gets to the net. One of the taller players as well, so covers the net well, puts pressure on you. It's a great shot from Jansen. Takes a little bit off of it. And Wang's going to challenge the in-rolling here.
No. She called it in. Excuse me, I've challenged the in-rolling.
Quick clarification.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that rule. I like that you can call it in, give the ball or your opponent the benefit of the doubt, and then challenge your in-rolling.
Yeah, it's the right way to go about it, for sure. As far as your friendship with Lea Jansen, how did you guys become close friends? As you were somebody that was relatively new in 2024. Oh yeah, I think that one's gonna stay.
Yeah, I mean, the first time we played each other was Kansas City 2024. I don't think we really liked each other right after that, or I don't think she liked me. But I think we just have this mutual respect for each other. We know how hard it is to compete in all 3 events, and I think we're a little bit similar in the fact that our styles are somewhat polarizing. We're very passionate people. We like to, get pretty animated on the court.
After review, rally stands. Ball was in, lost the challenge. No free challenges remaining. 1 free challenge remaining. We'll resume play at 4-0.
Yeah, I'm going to defend you guys a bit in that category. What's the problem with the polarizing style of play? I don't think it should be even considered polarizing. The passion makes it fun to watch and to commentate, quite frankly.
Thank you, Michelle. I personally agree. I think it makes it entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
We really wear our hearts on our sleeves. We're emotional and we're human, and I think it makes it a little bit more, it's easier to relate to, I think, as fans.
For sure. Well, you want it. If there was no emotion at all, I think it'd make it a little bit flatter.
Slide out.
As far as strengths go for Zoe Wong, what would you identify as her top 3 strengths?
I think her ability to change the pace on the ball. I think she's able to, take a hard hit ball from the baseline and take the pace off and maybe roll it cross court or slice it or do something different with it. Not really what girls are used to in singles. So I think it should be interesting, and we'll see how Lea adjusts to it.
Adjusted well that time. Battled her way through in the transition area despite Zoe taking the net first. When somebody's taking the net first on you on their terms, it's the best way to alleviate that.
Yeah, I like to say, I like to call it we like to call it a two-shot pass, and so it's not necessarily going for broke on the first pass. If you see it, you can, and sometimes you do end up hitting a winner, but sometimes it is about like making them hit a hard volley and then going for that second pass instead of the first one.
Point.
Quick 6-0 start here for Lea Jansen.
I think right now it's important for Zoe to find her way to the net. I don't think she's going to win these battles, kind of going back and forth with Lea from the baseline. I think she's got to use her skills at the net right now and try to make her way in.
Nice ball to the corner from Jansen, loops it. 7-0.
Timeout receiver 7-0.
Of course, the timeout on the other side as well. Zoe Wong in a 7-point hole. We're going to take a quick break in the action ourselves. Stay with us. That match against you, saying Kate has had my number since she was brand new to the tour. Literally has beaten me every other time. So yes, it felt good to finally get one off you. Drop volley, and Zoe Wong gets there with ease.
I think it's funny when Lea and I play each other. I think everybody expects us to be in this huge fight after, and it's really has never been the case the last like 10 times we've played each other. So.
Yeah, after this point, I'd love to pick your brain on how you compartmentalize that. Well, cat and mouse there going in favor of Wong. To your point earlier about Wong needed to do better, but yeah, how do you compartmentalize that? Good friends off the court.
Yeah, I mean,
on the court.
I think we've always told each other. To leave it out all out on the court. Get fiery, get fierce. Just because we're friends doesn't mean we can't be ourselves.
Love that. Line was open, but just a bit behind it. What is Zoe Wong shifting here in her favor?
Yeah, I think what Zoe's doing a better job is at keeping the ball in front of her. I think previously she was trying to go cross-court a little bit too much, and Lea's really good at that cross-court pattern, especially at the net. And so Zoe's done a good job keeping the ball in front of her and going down the line a little bit more.
There's some fire from Jansen.
I think what Lea's doing a really good job at is making Zoe volley. I think I've seen her miss one pass, and I think that's giving Zoe a little bit of trouble because she's really good about getting to that next ball.
Seven-2. Side out. Two seven. Point. Timeout receiver 3-7.
A run here for Zoe Wong. Lea Jansen walk to the bench for a quick break. Nice run in Dallas a couple of weekends ago, making it to the quarters.
And just making that first volley and making Zoe hit a perfect pass.
3-7.
That's a great shot from Zoe Wong. Topspin, perfect pace, drops it right to the feet of Jansen.
I think Zoe's using her angles really well. I think what could work, and not a lot of girls do this, is approaching middle. I think it's a strategy that's underutilized.
Fight out.
Why do you think it's underutilized in that way?
I think because like the main focus is like trying to get girls to move, but sometimes hitting it's easier to hit it's easier to hit a pass when you're given an angle. And so trying to create an angle from a middle ball is a little bit harder.
Set up for Jansen. Commands the corner, takes the net first, puts the pressure back on Zoe Wong. Lea hasn't made a final since Cape Coral this year in March. What do you think the significance would be for her to get back in contention for gold?
Yeah, I think this would mean a lot to Lea. I think she's been working really, really hard on the physical and mental aspect of the game, and I think she deserves to see the final.
Nice response from Zoe Wong.
Yeah, I think I kind of got into this pattern too. I was hitting my approach shots a little bit too short against Lea in the second and third, and it was kind of giving her the opportunity to move forward and either hit down the line or cross-court passes. So I think what she has to do is keep moving forward, keep putting the pressure on Zoe, but make sure her approach shots are deep.
Point. Point.
Resiliency on the side of Wong, too. Was down big, 7-0, and has gotten 6 points straight to Lea Jansen's 1. Of course, I don't think Wong was playing at the peak of her powers initially.
Yeah, I think Zoe did a really good test, and I still, when someone says I'm #2 in the world, I still really can't wrap my head around it. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm still just like, working at American Express in New York City, but it's been truly incredible.
Circle back to that conversation in a moment. Jansen feeds it right to Zoe Wong. Depth.
I would say depth.
Jansen.
Yeah, I'd say Lea's balls are landing a little bit shorter. It's really hard because, you have to tread the line of making someone play versus, taking it to them and being aggressive.
Nice. Wong was on the wing of the drop volley, but in the wrong direction. That gave Jansen just a half-second more of time to close.
Yeah, I think Lea did a good job not overplaying that volley, making Wong move to her left side, and then finishing it with that drop volley. Really good execution.
All right, so draw it up for us. 3 points for Jansen to close it out. Serving on the even, where you're targeting here on the serve and third. Deep, but to the backhand?
Honestly, I would prioritize depth for Lea right now. I think like either side with Wong is good. I don't think she necessarily has a weakness, but I think just getting the ball deeper.
What he gets from Jansen, and Wong is on the next play. Ball back to Wong, and a chance to tie.
Yeah, I mean, that was just really good execution by Zoe. I think Lea actually had a really good shot getting to that drop volley and hitting it cross court, but Zoe did a good job staying calm and keeping the ball in front of her and hitting that short hop winner.
7-8.
I don't think Lob's that bad of idea with looking into the sun, but they're just a bit wide, and Wong ties it at 8.
8-8.
Wow, cross-court winner from Wong. Takes her first lead of game 1.
I think something that Zoe does really well is she turns her shoulders really well on both sides, so it's really hard to guess where she's going on that pass. Her backhand specifically. She could have gone down the line or across court, but she holds that really well.
Nice return from Jansen. Needed that one. Her chance to tie it here at 9.
That's not easy getting that return that deep at 9-8 with that scoreline. So
I think those are some things maybe we take for granted, either watching or commenting. It seems like it would be easy. It's definitely not.
8-9.
Your perspective.
I get a lot of DMs telling me how to play and where I should hit the ball. But it is really, really hard when you're on the court, and so that's why it's so important to have people on your bench with that outside perspective, because sometimes you don't realize it yourself.
9-8.
Perfect sequence for Jansen. Depth, moving Wong laterally, picking the right moment to take the net. Another look. What jumped out to you in this one?
I think it's really just the depth, and I think it's not overplaying those volleys. Sometimes you get so excited and you want to hit an all-out winner, but I think Lea does a really good job at just moving her to the open court, not necessarily doing something too special, and making Zoe have to come up with an unbelievable passing winner.
8-9. Side out.
Tough time to miss. Jansen fighting it a little bit. See what kind of return she comes up with here. Wong with a chance to go up game point.
9-8.
Wong
Point.
takes game points after trailing as big as 7-0 in this one.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Wong. I think, again, she stayed calm. She didn't panic when she was down 7-0. Sometimes when people go down big, they tend to overplay just because they think they have to come up with something super special. But she really just stuck to her game plan and just executing a little bit better right now.
Monstrous hold there for Lea Jansen. It's been stuck on 2 for a bit.
Point.
Off of 8. And a sigh of relief from Jansen.
Yeah, good serve by Jansen, just making kind of Zoe play. I think, again, it's hard not to overplay those first 2 balls. You know, you don't necessarily want to push them in, but you don't want to give your opponent a short ball to give them the opportunity to take the net.
Well played. Back to the cat and mouse style that Zoe Wong prefers.
Yeah, I mean, those are really good volleys. It's honestly really hard to also take those balls out of the air. I think the tendency for players is to let those balls drop, and then you're literally taking the ball from the bounce and trying to hit it above the net, but also keep it away from your opponent. So Zoe did that really, really well.
Point number 2 here for Wong. That's deep on the 3rd. Jansen with another chance to tie it.
That was a tough miss. I think that was a good opportunity for Zoe to take the net. Just missed it by a little bit.
Last-minute decision change for Jansen. She was on the read. Wanted to just chip that down the line instead. Any thoughts?
That's a really good play by Zoe. I think previously those drop volleys haven't necessarily worked. Lea's really good at getting up to those and hitting an angle off of them, but that was really just a perfect read. It's also really hard to get up to the ball. Not only make it, but also do something with it because your opponent is, you know, reaching at the kitchen.
Also seems like Zoe's really targeting the backhand on Lea's thirds. She's back to serve. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I think Zoe has missed a few forehands. I think it might be advantageous for Lea to target that side. I think it's maybe getting a little tighter than her backhand.
She was up the tee for this one.
Rico. 9-10.
was wide from Wong. Jansen was in full. After that point, she's had free challenges. It would convert to points for Jansen.
That was always the rule, right? Technical warnings carry over to the games. Okay. So Zoe will get
some confusion sometimes when it goes to a third for some players, thinking it might reset, but yeah, no.
Right.
Always carries with you. Oh man, unfortunate let cord. Game point number 3 for Zoe Wong. It's her first semifinal this year. 2024, had a couple of bronze medals, made a final. Never won gold. Hold up on it. Game 1 goes to Zoe Wong. Off a left cord and a miss from Lea Jansen. 12-10, a tight one in game number 1. More to come here in game 2 on the other side of this short break. Lakeland Open presented by 6-0. It's the women's singles semifinal number 1. First of 2 we'll have on Humana Championship court today, alongside world number 2 in the booth with me this morning, Kate Fahey. I'm Michelle McMahon, and Kate, you were kind enough to offer your services to warm up Lea earlier this morning. Was there any talk, mentality-wise, coming into the semifinal, and what you think she might be able to apply here in game 2?
Yeah, I mean, I told her to play how she played against me. I mean, I think Lea played incredible there. I think she's not necessarily hitting the ball with the same force that she was.
Game 2, time in.
You know, it's hard to keep up that level. Personally, for me, when I played Lea, played the first game really well.
Click off the tape again for Wong. She'll open up the scoring in game 2.
And then I got a little tight in the second. It's really hard to keep up that same pace. And so I think
1-0.
The backhand's cooking for Wong, to your point in game 1.
Yeah, I think Lea might be going to the backhand a little bit too much. I also think Wong is doing a good job in running to the open court on the volley, kind of anticipating where Lea is going to take that volley.
Boy, another one. 3-0. And an early timeout taken from Jansen. That backhand has been ferocious for Zoe Wong. And mentioned earlier about the semifinal count for Zoe Wong. And correct myself there, she did match up against you in Cape Coral for bronze, so made a semifinal there. And here's a look now at the top 10 PPA Tour rankings. Kate Fahey, number 2, just trailing behind Annalie Waters. Lea Jansen, 6th on the list. Zoe Wong in the top 10. Earlier we talked about Kate being in the corner suite office at Amex in New York City back in the beginning of 2024. Still working there. What would that Kate say to current Kate if you could go back and tell her, hey, you're about to quit your corporate job and you're going to be number 2 in the world in women's singles in a hurry in like 6 months' time?
That Kate lost in a final of a 3-5 tournament. So if you were to tell me that I'd be the number 2 pickleball player in the world, I would laugh in your face, because I had just lost a heartbreaker in a 3-5 tournament. Doubles.
There's hope for the rest of us.
100%. 100%. You can start at the bottom and make your way up.
I think that high-level tennis background has to count for something in that situation.
Definitely. After that match, I got completely hooked and literally would practice after work from like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. So
good. All right, 3-0 start here for Zoe Wong. One of the more entertaining qualities for me about you two is the out call decibel level goes up.
Oh yeah.
Or you want it.
Oh yeah. I think I imitated her on Wednesday with one of her out calls, and she made fun of me for it the next day.
That's so funny.
3-0.
This return, insult to injury for Lea Jansen.
I think Lea's just got to trust her instincts here.
4-0.
A point from Wong from the baseline.
She's just doing a really good job with her backhand. I think, again, she's anticipating Lea going to the open court on the volley, kind of just like running there in anticipation, and then taking that backhand really either line or cross court.
Free challenge timeout, receiver 6-0, 45 seconds.
As much, especially on her serve. I think at this point, you know, you're down a game at 6-0. I think you really just have to go for it. I think she has the shots. She has the power. She's not necessarily fully utilizing it right now. And so I think she just really has to take it to Zoe and make her pay for some of these shorter balls.
Zoe came back from a 7-0 deficit. That's a beauty from Lea Jansen. To your point earlier about the pressure from the opposing player at the net, the setup shot for the pass was the key there.
Yep, exactly. I think Lea didn't go for too much on her passes, and then she finally got a ball where she could hit a clean winner there. I think that's the really amazing part about, you know, pickleball and tennis is that you could literally be down 11-0, 10-0 and come back and win.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like football or basketball when you truly do run out of time to come back. And so, you know, I try to tell myself never say never and just take it 1 point at a time when I'm losing.
Deep. There's the pressure Jansen has been looking for.
Zero 6. Point.
Lea did a really good job keeping that serve deep. I think sometimes people prioritize pace over depth. I think I do too. I kind of sort of slap my serve sometimes, and I think about just hitting it hard, but I think it's easier to return a shorter hard serve than it is a deep, slower, spinnier serve.
Yeah, that's a great point. Who has some of the best, deepest serves on tour?
Sorry?
Who has some of the best, deepest serves on tour that you don't like to return?
I think Caitlin Christian probably has one of the better serves. I think hers comes with not only pace and depth, but also a ton of topspin. So the ball bounces and then kind of kicks up, and so it's really hard to not only return but also do something with it.
Oh, Jansen is there, sends it into the net. It can be such a frustrating game sometimes.
Very frustrating. I think she set that point up beautifully, but, you know, kudos to Zoe just making her hit one more shot. You know, you never really know when your opponent's going to miss a shot, and so it's really advantageous to just get one more ball back.
Football. Side out.
Football called on Zoe Wong.
That's tough. It's also tempting to challenge those, but the refs never really get them wrong.
Point.
It's a nice heavy serve from Jansen, deep.
Yeah, I think that's key here for Jansen to just keep her serve deep. I think really starting off the point with some aggression and pace and depth is key, or else Zoe's going to keep continuing to take control.
2-7. Point.
That was deep.
Referee timeout.
Wong can challenge it here if this does end the way we think.
After review, the rally's overturned. The ball was in. Loss of a challenge, resulting in a technical warning. No free challenges remaining. One free challenge remaining. We'll resume play at 7-2.
Yeah, it's not easy, you know, having a technical warning on your back. It's kind of sort of looming in your mind, especially when you make another out call. But it is, I think, a good rule for the players to have.
Is called out. Is Zoe going to use another challenge?
Referee timeout. We have a challenge of the out call.
And again, I wonder if Lea's aware here that it's points from here on out. I would assume she does. I think that one's in.
Yeah. Yeah, that one looked in, at least from the replay. We'll see it a little slower here in the next frame. Yeah, I think it is kind of, you know, probably. Let's see.
After review, the rally is overturned. The ball was in. With no challenges, it's another technical warning with a point added to the opponent. We'll resume play, or it's going to be 0 free challenges remaining, 1 free challenge remaining. We will resume play at 9-2.
So now Zoe has that free challenge still intact. In addition to all of that, so Lea cannot be incorrect with a single call from here on out to prevent any further damages. We'll see if Zoe Wong can close it out 2 points away from Championship Sunday.
9-2.
What happens with another overrule?
It would be another point.
Side out.
Question there, that ball is out. Now for Jansen, you almost got to play free in a sense. Nothing else to lose at this point.
Definitely.
The worst has happened.
Yeah. People have come back for more, so I think Lea should just kind of let it rip.
Side out.
A chance to go up match point here for Zoe Wong.
9-2.
What a play off the drop volley. Takes the chance, whips it cross. Match point, Zoe Wong.
Just a really good shot. Literally hitting a winner from her shoelaces.
It is up and it is out. And Zoe Wong will make it to her first final of the 2025 season. What a match. What did she do the best in this match in your estimation against Jansen to take it?
Yeah, I mean, I think she volleyed really, really well. I think Lea was doing a good job, you know, keeping her passes low, but Zoe has such good hands and she's a very good doubles player that she sort of just, you know, stayed calm, took that ball out of the air, made Lea move to the open court. I also think she utilized the two-shot pass really well. She didn't necessarily go for broke on her passes.
Back to the Veolia Lakeland Open, presented by 6-0. What a run it has been for Zoe Wong, marching her way to Championship Sunday for the first time this season. She is standing by with our Ireland Horvat now to discuss. Ireland.
Zoe, let's talk about that first game. You're down 0-7. How do you stay so composed, especially against an opponent like Lea Jansen?
I know I have to play my best today. I was a little bit nervous in the beginning, but after that I take a timeout and I just try to do my thing and trust my ground shot and go to the net and hit my volley.
And before this, you just looked at your watch. You said, oh, it's 10:51. I have time to go back to sleep now. Are you going to do that after this?
Yeah, sometimes I feel bad to play first round because it's too early, and then I need to get extra time to eat breakfast and get some warm up. And yeah, it's good to finish early, and then now I'm gonna go back to take a nap and sleep afternoon.
And now, Joey, you moved all the way from Taiwan to pursue professional pickleball. What is it like being in a second singles final here in Lakeland?
Oh, it's kind of like so far from the Taiwan, but I know it's tough for every players from Asia. It's very good opportunity to compete in United States. So I really enjoy into playing PPA Tour here, and then yeah, can have the chance to play against like top 10 world players in the world. So I'm very happy for that.
Well, congratulations, Joey. You're in the finals. Excuse me, Michelle. Back to you.
In the finals is right. Big congrats for Zoe Wong, supported by her mom on the bench for this one as well. And we are just getting started here on semifinals.